This episode of Bourbon on Ice, presented by Your Friend Frosty and your bartender Mike Whiskey, is brought to you by the Cape Media Center of Cape Cod, Massachusetts. The views and opinions expressed during this podcast do not necessarily reflect those of the Cape Media Center. Listener discretion is advised.
Hey, Frosty.
Yeah, Whiskey?
I learned a new word today.
What's the new word?
Altschmerz.
Ouch.
No. It's a noun. It means weariness with the same old issues that you've always had, the same boring flaws and anxieties that you've been gnawing on for years, which leaves them soggy and tasteless and inert, with nothing interesting left to think about, nothing left to do but spit them out and wander off into the backyard, ready to dig up some fresher pain that you might have buried long ago.
There's a word for that?
Yeah, it's in German. Roll the music.
Welcome, listeners, to Bourbon on Ice,
Where we talk about everything nerdy, like gentlemen.
Join us every week for our local Cape Cod take on, well, everything.
Laugh, cry, be confused, and laugh some more.
I'm your friend Frosty.
And I'm your bartender, Mike Whiskey.
Stay tuned. You think they'll like the episode?
Oh, they'll definitely love it.
Welcome, everyone, to another weird episode of Bourbon on Ice. I am your friend Frosty.
And I am your bartender, Mike Whiskey.
And I'm your special guest star, Robare.
How did you get in here?
I just walked into the front door. Nobody stopped me. Not this time.
And then I let him in through the studio door.
I was going to say, I didn't even see the door open. Wow. Were you, dressed in all black?
Whoosh.
Wow.
Like the night. The dark night.
Ah!
I've seen him in that costume. Of course, there was also another guy doing adult situations things, and it may have been a video that you could purchase on aebn.com for $11.99 a minute. But
Encounter with briefs.
that's great. It's great. We have a full house in here again.
Woo!
I think this has been a wonderful threesome.
Absolutely. I can't remember last time I had so much fun with two other people.
Yes, it's always fun when there's more than one.
Right. Yes.
Left.
Two.
I was trying to think of additional ways we could make Whiskey feel uncomfortable, but it's clearly working.
No.
You know what would be even better? If we introduced a fourth person. Then it'd be a foursome.
Yay.
Hey,
we
Frosty. Did I ever tell you I think you're handsome?
Ouch.
Oh.
Ouch. That's mean. He's mean.
Wait, why does that mean?
Oh, because if a foursome is four and a threesome is three and a twosome is two, then I understand why you're called handsome.
Gotcha.
Yeah. It's a subtle way to tell someone that you are going to die alone because you're miserable. It's like when I walk up to someone and I call them Jack, and that's my subtle way of saying they're a jackass.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
How you doing, Jack?
Or Jack Wagon. Jack.
Although if I call you a
kinds.
Mac, it's usually a good thing. Because I grew up in the 90s where we used the phrase Mac Daddy, which was weird. I'm glad it stayed there.
All right. So before we get going with today's topic, I just got a couple of things for Whiskey.
Oh.
The first thing is regarding the incident.
Oh.
Oh.
And I want to let you know, I'm not angry. I'm not miserable. What I am is a little disgruntled and a little disappointed.
Ah.
If you didn't want to play a game, this is what you do. You say, hey guys, I don't really like this game. Can we play something else?
See,
And guess what? We can play something else.
But you see, by the time I had already deciphered my feelings, it was already midway through the game, and I just discovered that combo.
So,
And
so
he
you
wanted
didn't
to
have this,
torpedo us.
so you didn't have this feeling the first time you won a game?
No.
He wanted to torpedo us all and make us suffer. It's clear. It's obvious.
And what you've done, Whiskey, is you have reduced the amount of people that I can turn to play a decent game of. Do you realize how difficult it is to find people to play Flux? Because if they're not confused by it, then they endure your style of teach them a lesson when you don't have to do that. Whiskey, you don't have to do that.
How messed up is something you've done when Robare has become the voice of reason?
Exactly.
You were off the reservation. Okay, so
I will admit, I was in the wrong. But at the time, it was
That's
really
right.
funny.
That's going to go on your tombstone. I admit it was wrong, but at the time it was funny.
And the kicker, it happened that one time, will probably never happen again, even if he's playing. It just happened to be that combination of rules.
That perfect storm.
Exactly.
It was glorious and beautiful, kind of like a sunset going down over an apocalyptic wasteland.
Yeah. You know what else I noticed?
What did you notice?
When we played the Doctor Who version,
Yeah,
it was specifically worded to kill that combo.
they must have learned.
Yeah.
And I have
Yes, one more thing.
I have one more thing for Whiskey. So back when we were talking Christmas stuff,
Yeah.
and I mentioned the ghost,
Oh, yeah.
and you said, which one? And I glossed over it, and I listened later on and said, wait, what does he mean, which one? So how many have you encountered?
Well, there's the one that was in there's the piano ghost.
Yeah, there's the piano ghost.
Then there's the one that was
Excuse
in the piano ghost.
Piano ghost?
Yes.
Yeah.
Plays
And
the piano?
No, watched him play piano.
Okay, so here's the story. I was up in the second floor of the arts building at night. There's a nice piano room where you go to study. The students go to learn piano and practice in an out-of-the-way location. And I was just practicing piano because I thought it was fun and all the music. And then I finish up an original song, and I hear in the back of my left ear, just right behind my peripheral vision, "Oh, you're getting very good at this, aren't you?" I'm just like, I'm done.
Check, please. And the other one is, don't forget, the one that haunted the station, and he's got recorded on the CDs of Doom,
Oh, yes.
which no one can actually listen
Right.
to.
There's a third one as well,
Let's hear the
but
third one.
I don't like that one at all. Okay, so
Tell me,
first,
tell me.
I want to talk about the second one first, because she's nice.
As opposed to the other ones.
So the second one is the ghost of WKKL, and she's been featured on a few of my episodes. I don't know if they're actually I've never replayed the discs to see if she actually answered, but I gave her the open mic for 5 seconds or so.
So you could hear her in your headphones?
No. I just gave her the mic and acknowledged her existence, gave her the mic for a few seconds when I came on,
Oh, all right.
asked her opinion on a few things, and then I've never played those CDs.
So you gave her space to respond, but you don't know for sure if she really did.
Yeah, but I knew
And you were too scared to listen to the CD to find out.
Yeah, but I knew she was there.
I've had one of those. It was very upsetting. I woke up in my bed. Well, this was back actually when I was in a Christmas season at UPS. I had to keep crazy hours back then, as in, the work shift starts at 12 o'clock midnight. It starts at 1 a.m. and I'm not sleeping in my bedroom because Robbie's in there and he goes to bed at different times. So I'm just sitting in there, and all of a sudden I open my eyes and I just realized I'm not alone in here. And there was someone in there who was extremely thin, who was looking out at me, and they were just not happy with me. I could just feel someone is in here and they are not happy with me. And
Ugh.
it ended, but I did not get back to sleep. Terrible experience.
So I had this one strange encounter. I don't know if it's a ghost, because it only
Wait. Sorry, I had to turn the lights off. Now it's creepier here.
now here's the
Play
scary
the
ghost
theremin.
stories.
Okay, let's pretend we're holding flashlights under our faces. By doing this. Okay. Go ahead.
So this only happened once at home in Rhode Island. So I don't know if it's for real, but back when I had, oh jeez,
Frosty just put the flashlight on his phone.
my ex roommate Steve, so he would work from home. So I would come home from work, and I'd be sitting in the comfy recliner, and he'd be sitting in the corner at his desk, and I'd be surfing the net on my phone. If I wanted to show him something, I would get up and stand behind him, wait for him to finish what he's doing so I could show him. The nice polite thing. So I'm
Such a
just
good roommate.
I'm just filling on my phone, and all of a sudden I hear what I interpret as him going to get my attention, and I said to myself, well, that was rather rude. So I turned to look at him. He's looking right at me. He goes, what the hell do you want? And I look at him, I go, I thought that was you. And he goes, so I could have sworn this snap was either on his side or right between us, because I heard it over there and he heard it over here.
Oh, that is just weird.
He's
Yeah.
Creepy.
He's speculating that perhaps his remote keyboard blew a fuse. But I would have thunk if that was it, I would have heard the noise a lot closer to the desk rather than between us.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
said, it only happened once, never happened again. But it was weird.
Didn't Kirk have something thrown at his house?
Okay, before we get back to yours, I want to say these. I'm going to say 3 of them really quick because I've personally been there for one of them. Actually, I've been there for 2. Actually, I've been there for
You've been there for
Why
All
all
do
of
I-
them.
Why do I even visit that guy? He cooks. He cooks. That's why.
Ha!
Also, I love him.
I know. Why do you visit him? Because he got the spiders all over the place.
Not anymore.
Well, yeah, I
Those will be
know.
gone until like September or August.
I saw the eye roll right there.
Okay, so first one. We're sitting on the couch binge watching one of the television shows which we have pursued over the years, and all of a sudden the clock comes flying straight off the wall.
Whoa.
It didn't drop, didn't fall down. It was as though it leaped right off the wall, went flying across the room and hit the ground.
It yeeted itself, people.
That word.
Yes.
It what?
It
yeeted.
yeeted itself. Yes. Yeet.
Yeah,
Y-E-E-T.
The kids use it.
Newfangled language.
The kids are very stupid, let's face it. Anyway, we just, we looked up like, what the hell was that? Did I? Okay, so that happened. And this was not a cheap clock. This is not some tiny little thing. This was huge. Ow, ow, ow. Huge. And it just flew forward off the wall. The second one, and it was actually the same night, he went on to cook. He had dinner. He was cleaning up the dishes. He's standing there, putting the pot into the sink, and he's mentioning, every once in a while, I swear that there's ghosts in here, but I don't think there are any. All of a sudden, he shouts, and he drops the pot that he's holding into the sink. I said, why? What happened? He said, it just got hot. Like, it flash burned in my hands. And he was standing there, and it was running under cold water this entire time. And this is Kirk we're talking about. If the guy burns his fingers, he instantly puts them behind his ear. It's a thing he swears that works.
Okay.
It's like an old wives thing or a crazy Kirk thing. Now, the last one was very upsetting because I witnessed this one. You might have been there. You were there. Ow! Sorry, my shoulder has been
The pain
killing
is
me.
back.
I literally heard a pop as I did that.
Ooh.
Okay.
Snap, crackle, pop, my,
My
body.
buddy.
Proud of yourselves?
I remember that.
You're proud of yourselves? We were having a game night. It was in October, and Kirk has a doorway which he doesn't use because there's a bureau on the other side of it and a couch on the other side. So he hangs a big tapestry over the front of it just to keep it kind of hidden.
Yep.
I'm taking a selfie at the table while we're playing one of our various board games, of which there are a lot in that house.
Yes, there are.
And there'll probably be more.
Uh-huh.
My back is to this doorway. I am snapping the selfie, which is when I notice that the corner of it has been lifted and there's a face looking out at me. I turn around and I look, and it's back in position. And I look at the phone and it's gone. And I just told everyone at the table, there was someone staring at me from underneath the rug, and they're all, oh, come on, Frosty. Like, we don't see anyone. Of course, Kevin was there with his date, and his date's like, oh, wow, now I'm terrified of this place. Yeah, so every time I sit on the couch, I glance up at the thing, and I like, poke. Anyone there? Poke, poke. Okay. But someone was looking at me from underneath it.
So
It
you
was
think that-
horrifying.
So there's no picture to show this?
No, I didn't take the selfie. I was about to when I noticed that. It was one of the. It was the tourist without their camera at Loch Ness. It was that kind of situation. Now, I've mentioned my scary ones. You had a third.
I have a third, and this one I don't like to talk about. This one makes me scared just talking about it.
Should we not?
No, we can.
Okay then.
You're safe here.
Yeah.
You're among friends. Well, you're among one friend and someone you really screwed over in a terrible game of Flux. Who was probably vowing revenge.
You're amongst friends. Sane persons. 2 out of 3 ain't bad.
Yeah.
That's great.
Hey, C's to get degrees.
The Cape Media Center, located in Dennisport, Cape Cod, Massachusetts, is a non-profit community media center and the public access TV station for the towns of Barnstable, Yarmouth, Dennis, Harwich, and Chatham. Our mission is to build community through media, enhance democratic communication, and facilitate free expression by providing these towns with a state-of-the-art media resource center. Members can become trained in our video and audio equipment and produce their own media content. Membership includes training classes, access to our field equipment, studios and facility, as well as airtime. Podcasters and music producers can share their content on our website. For more information, visit capemedia.org.
This episode of Bourbon on Ice is brought to you by Market Street Bookshop in Mashpee Commons, located at 31 Market Street, Mashpee, Massachusetts. Embrace diversity and find support for local authors and artists at the Market Street Bookshop, where your favorite new read is just a browse away. For more information, give them a call at 508-539-6985.
So this is also at Cape Cod Community College. Surprise. I'll preface this story with a story within a story that one of the security guards at the time that I was going there actually had this happen to him. He was walking through the science hall in the wee hours of the early mornings, so like 2, 3 o'clock, the witching hours. And he was walking through, and he heard a clatter. It opened up one of the doors, and he could see a still, moving, shaking a little bit, lab tray. So he put it up on the table, squarely on the table, away from the edge. Closed the door, and it clattered again. He was like, no. He power walked out of that building. And this is like the lower floors of the science hall, where the lab rooms are. And,
So the tray fell off the table and hit the floor?
yeah. From the center of the table.
It must have been a really disgruntled student ghost.
Maybe. But when I went to the science hall at night, I couldn't even bring myself to open the door. It was that much of a visceral response. There is evil. I will say it. There is evil in that science hall at night.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, that feeling, that sounds similar to mine, but so I understand what you're talking about.
Yeah.
That's creepy.
Very creepy.
Did you ever go back to the science hall?
I always avoided it when I had to be there at night. But I've been to if you're there in the science hall during the day, it's fine. As soon as night falls, no, you don't want to go anywhere near that.
Wow, that's just freaky.
So, last summer, I went on a ghost hunt.
Ooh.
There's this...
Who are you gonna call?
Rob.
Not me. Not me.
I actually know a guy named Joe who does the ghost hunting stuff.
Seriously.
Yeah, seriously.
Hey, Joe.
Yeah. If you're listening, Joe.
Where are you going with that ghost stuff in your hand?
Oh my
I'm
God.
sorry, that was a very bad reference.
Yes,
I'm
it
glad
was.
I made it.
I hope you're proud of yourself, Frosty.
I am. It's like when you two make a bad joke.
So this castle down south in Rhode Island, it's part of a paranormal group, and they host ghost hunting every so often. So I signed up. It didn't cost any money. You just had to sign up before the spot was filled.
Yep.
And people gather outside. They give you like a quick tour of the place, and then they hand out various pieces of equipment, like EVP meters or handheld recorders or cameras, and just walk around and try to entice a reaction from the spirits that dwell within.
Neat.
I got bupkis.
You got bumpkiss.
I got absolutely nothing. They handed me the EMF meter, and I swear the only time I got a reading is when I was standing above an electricity line. I was standing outside, and I went, wow, it's going way up, and I'm looking. And the house is over. They call it a castle, but it's like a big house, really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The house is there,
More like a manor.
and a light at the end of the driveway is there. And I'm going, I can imagine an electrical line going down here and there. And I'm like, I'm getting a signal. And I move over here, and it goes away. It comes back, and it goes away. And I'm like, I'm when recording the electricity. This is what I'm reading. The magnetic of the electricity. It is the only thing I got.
I'm sorry. How disappointing.
And I complained. It's like, this is really useless. Unless you know you're looking at something, it's really nothing. They said, here. And they took it back and they said, here's a recorder.
Try that.
Try that.
Yeah.
So what they said was, when everybody was done, they're going to take everything back. They're going to look at it, and they're going to post results on the website. I forget how long they said it would take. So I should try to go to that website and see if maybe I got something.
Yeah.
But to my knowledge, I got nothing. I mean, there was a little ball that you could try to entice like a girl spirit to play with it back and forth. Mm-hmm. Nothing. I got absolutely nothing. I was like, what a freaking Yep. And the only other ghost story I've got.
Well, you got several. I know that. But...
No, I don't. I really don't know how. I watch it more than I do it. Okay. I used to work for Phillips Lifeline. I've fallen and I can't get up.
I love those commercials.
And
talk about a blast from the past.
Uh-huh. They're still around.
They are. I see them in novelty shops and stuff.
We're mocking old things.
When you're 65 and you can't get up, you're going to... Anyway.
I'm just going to end it.
Yeah.
That's why you always keep a sandwich in the back pocket.
What, to make sure you land on it?
No, in case you're falling and you can't get up, you're going to be there for a while.
So Lifeline used to have these high-speed fax machines. So this is going back a ways. And people would send in their orders, and it would just show up, and sheets and sheets of paper. And I would have the job of going to the fax machines, taking all the paper off, stapling them together, and putting them in a slot so that people would come up and take some work and go back and type it away. The data entry department. Yeah. And so there was this one time while I'm doing my job, and I can see out of the corner of my eye, which I've been told by paranormal people that you really shouldn't trust what you see out of the corner of your eye. You kind of got to see it. But
I got a story about not trusting something out of the corner of your eye.
I disagree entirely, and I have a story too, so let's hear it.
So out of the corner of my eye, I could see somebody coming down the aisle to get some work. And I said, great. So I'm going to do this and put it there and put it there. And I'm putting it all together, and I'm like, they should have been here by now. I look back, nothing. Nobody there. I imagined it. I would like to think my imagination is better than just thinking of another employee coming down to get some work.
That's okay. This one's going to make me look really dumb. Ready?
Ready
for
I
this?
love anything that makes you look dumb.
So I was at a grocery store, my local grocery store, and out of the corner of my eye, I see something on the ground, and I thought it was a grenade. I jump and they go like, "Oh, grenade!" Like you would do. Like, it was a potato.
Not even an avocado, which was the same color.
No, it was a potato.
That's great. I am so going to throw a potato at you one of these days. Just roll it onto the ground and be like, "Whiskey, pull a Chris Evans." Captain America reference.
Yep.
Let's hear it for the natives. What? Captain America comes from Massachusetts. I think we should be proud of that.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah. I didn't know that.
I didn't know that.
His father is actually a dentist here.
Huh.
There's a popular story that went around about a guy who went to his dentist. Dentist says, "Oh, so what did you do this weekend?" "Oh, I went and saw the new Captain America movie." "Oh, my son's in that." He proceeds with the appointment, and he's thinking about that. And as he's leaving, he glances at the name on the door. It's a Dr. Evans. He says, "Wait a minute." And he goes online, he looks it up. Yep. My dentist is Captain America, Chris Evans' father.
Huh.
So there you go. That's okay. I actually have been seeing something out of the corner of my eye twice now. And as people know, I have to deliver things in a truck all the live long day. Hey, hey. And I'm not happy about that.
Hi-ho.
Must control fist of death. Down, boy. Down, boy.
Up to work we go.
You shush.
Look what I've started.
You people mocking me and my misfortune.
I'm just easily influenced. What can I say?
Well, we've noticed that.
Mm-hmm.
There's a series of mirrors, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 mirrors that you can see at any time sitting in the driver's seat of this truck.
Yeah, 7.
Okay. Yeah. Well, as I'm sitting there, every once in a while, you're supposed to check them regularly. Not every once in a while. You're supposed to check them regularly when you stop, when you pull out, when you move. When you do anything, you always check the flippin' mirrors. You're looking at them so much that you might as well be in hell burning for vanity. But the thing is, one day, I glance in the mirrors and I see a young woman out of the corner of my eye. She's walking right towards the truck, so I just sit and I wait.
She's going to come talk to me.
Or she's going to walk past the truck, but nothing. So I put the truck in park. I get out and I look around. I am alone on a completely deserted street. I said, oh, must have been seeing things. About a day later, I'm driving and I see... And the woman had long hair, and I remember she had a skirt, which was unusual because it was not the warmest day. But, I said, whatever.
Skirts in general are kind of unusual these days, too.
Once again, I'm glancing in all the 7 mirrors, and I see, again, woman with a skirt. And this time she has a dog, and so I sit and wait. Again, nothing happens. Again, I get out, I'm looking around, and again, the street is completely deserted. I have no idea what's going on. So then I'm driving off down the empty street, just thinking to myself, I'm seeing things. I've been in the truck too long. When you're alone with your own thoughts, it's not a good place to be, especially if you're someone like me.
Yeah.
I don't know. I like being with my thoughts.
You probably have good, decent thoughts.
Yours probably are full of peace and joy and zen light.
And maybe just a little indecency.
Mine are like being in the front row of a heavy metal concert, but I'm at the mic and I'm talking about something I did wrong 10 years ago. Yeah.
I know those feelings.
So, some time goes by. I stopped. I check all the mirrors, and I'm only glancing at it because, the day has gone by. It's like nothing's gone wrong so far. I glance at one of the mirrors on the left, and I literally jumped because I see the woman there right up against the mirror. Oh, someone's there. I lean forward again. No one is there. And this time, I not only stopped the truck and got out, I got down on all fours and I looked under the truck. Is this the most bitchiest game of hide and seek ever? No one is there. So I just drove out of there, floored it, and okay, we're done. We're done.
We're done.
Not looking at these mirrors anymore. We're done for the day.
Now I see my old dog, Toby, from time to time.
Ow.
Just wandering around the house.
I hear about that.
Like
You're
he's-
like
like
ghosts
he's-
of animals.
Yeah, like he's still protecting us.
Oh.
Yeah, it might be Bill though.
From
I'm not-
coyotes.
No, not from coyotes. The coyotes are good.
Freaking coyote.
She's
freak.
bringing her cubs.
This will end badly.
No,
This will end badly.
no, it'll be fun.
And then you've got not so much a ghost, but that
Ghost butt.
No, not ghost, but
I'm even sure what
that
I said.
that sensation where you're falling asleep and you hear something. For example, again at Lifeline, I had the wonderful job of counting envelopes at 7 o'clock in the morning. So I'm standing at this cabinet and I got envelopes and I go, all right, 1, 2, 3, and I'm starting to nod out because I'm so boring. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8! I hear suddenly behind me somebody shouts out 8, and I'm awake and I turn around and there's nobody there.
It was the former office manager.
Someone got annoyed at you.
And I'm looking around and there is nobody within like a good 100 feet radius anywhere. The way the sound was, it was like somebody was standing right here. And for me to turn around real fast, I had to have seen them running away somewhere.
Yeah.
And there was nobody anywhere.
My gosh.
And I'm like, did I imagine this?
That's awesome.
So maybe something I did myself because I was falling asleep. Maybe there's somebody with the finger quotes behind me who's and I was awake. I was awake for a good long time after that.
I bet. Hey guys, what's the problem with ghost butts?
What's the problem with ghost butts?
They're the only cheeks you can't clap. Because you can't touch him. Frosty's dying of cringe.
I hurt. I'm physically hurting.
Excuse me a minute.
My work here is done.
Oh,
Oh my God.
My work here is done.
yes, go.
Your work
Leave.
here.
You're done.
Your work here hasn't started yet. We'll give you a head start.
All right. Do either of you know what a cryptid is?
Yes.
No.
All right. According to Merriam-Webster. Oh, hang on. I didn't get the chance to say this, and I should have. To the internet. Away!
Whee! Rainbows.
Love that one. Ow.
I'm going to do a book.
Aww. The meaning of cryptid is an animal such as Sasquatch or the Loch Ness Monster that has been claimed to exist but never proven to exist. Now, again, riding around Cape Cod in that stinking truck, one of the most common things we see are deer. No, that's a lie. The most common thing we see are those flippin' turkeys.
I see foxes a lot.
I see foxes, I see turkeys, I see squirrels. Squirrely squirrels. I see bunny
Speed
rabbits.
bumps.
My favorite ones to see while driving, the Merlin hawks. Have you seen the Merlin hawks?
I have seen the hawks. I've seen every version of hawk. Everything is... A bird actually flew into my windshield once.
Oh, no.
Bounced off and like... Yeah, like, what was wrong with you, dude? Like, I'm not the one who flew into a windshield. At any rate, I've been seeing something... Now, this is not the same as the woman with the dog and the skirt.
Been seeing the muskrats?
I have not seen the muskrats.
Them suckers are big.
This was not a muskrat.
Muskrat love.
Muskrat Sally and Muskrat Sam coming straight from Muskrat Land. This is a real song, Whiskey.
Oh, neat.
We're not kidding. Someone made this up. It was a Captain and Tennille song.
Yeah, I know that one.
Oh my gosh. What did they have that at karaoke?
They probably do. Captain Tennille's popular.
Just an FYI, people. I like to go to the karaoke nights at the music room on Thursdays and embarrass myself. Yeah.
Embarrass yourself. There's no embarrassing.
It's
No more so than the rest of us.
It's karaoke. By its nature, it's embarrassing. If you are up there and doing it right, you're doing it wrong.
Huh.
I'm sorry, but that's it. Anyway, I've been seeing something. As I drive around the Cape, staring at the various wildlife, you're programmed to the moment you see anything to slam on the brake because you don't know if it's a wild animal or if it's a person or if it's a pet. If it's coming towards you or not, you just stop immediately. And one day I saw something. It was going by, so I put on the brake quickly, and that's when I noticed, wow, that thing looks like a deer. Except it's standing mostly upright and it has a very long tail.
Ooh.
It went by and it's... Huh? Did that happen? It disappeared between a couple of cars. Okay, we're gonna keep driving now. And I kind of put it out of my mind because it was in an area where I regularly see a lot of deer out in Yarmouth Port.
Yeah.
The thing is, I saw it again, and I didn't realize I was looking at it. I thought it was like a person wearing all black, just disappearing quickly between those houses. And then it turned, I saw the tail, I'm like, it's that thing. We're not getting out around here. If anyone has like box that's not on post, they are SOL. I'm not dying. I'm not dying from some frickin' Cape Cod Cryptid.
It won't go after you unless you approach it first.
I assure you I am not.
Then you don't have to worry about anything.
What if it's like the creepy girl with the skirt who's getting closer and closer to my truck all the time?
What if it likes to clap cheeks?
So are you saying that the girl with the skirt is your new stalker?
Oh my gosh. Oh. I have two stalkers. I don't need a third, and I don't need this one to be not living. Oh, jeez. Yes, it's a beautiful day here on Cape Cod.
Yes, a beautiful day for parade.
And here come the floats. Don't they look spiffy?
First up, a salute to New England sport team. Go teams!
Followed closely by the Easter Bunny on a large egg. Adorable.
And there's a gay pride float. Just look at that shiny rainbow.
And here comes Santa Claus in his sleigh.
And bringing up the rear, surrounding the leprechaun float, a team of Irish step dancers. Hey, Frosty.
Yes, Whiskey.
What a birth are we celebrating?
No idea, Whiskey. No idea at all. And now the musical stylings of Robare singing to us of Timothy.
Timothy and cannibalism. Trapped in a mine that Dad caved in, and everyone knows the only ones left were Joe and me and Tim. When they broke through to pull us free, the only ones left to tell the tale were Joe and me.
Oh my gosh.
Timothy, Timothy, where on earth did you go?
Oh, no.
Timothy, Timothy, God, why don't I know?
Gives a whole new meaning to the New York mining disaster from the Bee Gees.
Hungry as hell, no food to eat. And Joe said that he would sell his soul for just a piece of meat.
I don't like where this is going.
Water enough to drink for two. And Joe said to me, I'll have a swig and then there's some for you. And Timothy, I must have blacked out around just then, 'cause the very next thing that I could see was the light of day again. My stomach was full as it could be,
Oh.
and nobody ever got around to finding Timothy. Yes.
Oh, why? Oh, why? Oh, why? Okay, who does that song?
Oh,
That's the cannibalism song you told us about all
it
those
is.
months ago. Thank you for that stirring rendition, by the way.
Yeah.
I don't know who does it.
It's an old folk song, I'm guessing. Jeez, we've got songs about everything now.
I'd watch out for Joe.
Yeah, watch out for Joe.
Joe and Special Ed. What? That's also a valid thing to be scared of.
The buoys, the boys, B-U-O-Y-S.
The boys.
The boys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're from New England. It always is Bowie.
Yeah. So, yeah, that was it. I heard that on Dr. Demento, and I'm like, yeah, that's a cool one.
That cool is maybe disturbing. I mean, but it topped off this conversation of horrifying things very well. Cape Cod is a disgustingly horrifying place.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
it's decent.
There was one at my old workplace.
A Cape Cod?
I used to work for Papagino's, actually. And,
Uh-huh.
and the front door opened and closed. And, of course, I was like, oh, that happened. But one of the other women working there, she was flipping out like, oh, my gosh, there must be a ghost. So I just went with it like, oh, the Cape Cod is really haunted. Oh, stop telling me things. Like, oh, no, there's tons of them all over. There's actually one in my house. Stop it. It's possible for ghosts to attach themselves to people. Oh, my gosh. Well, have a good night, everyone. I don't work there anymore for many reasons. Well, everyone, thank you for listening. This has been an amazing hour of... I'm not sure what this was. But thank you all for listening. I am your friend Frosty.
I am your bartender, Mike Whiskey.
And I'm your special guest star, Robare.
And as always,
Have a cold one on us.
Oh, we got it right this time.
You did. You gotta let that go. Like the Flux incident. Let it go.
No.
This podcast was recorded at and produced by Cape Media Center on Cape Cod, Massachusetts by podcasting duo Mike Whiskey and Your Friend Frosty. All music and sound credits go to soundstripe.com. Special thanks to Jamie Horton, Emily Tulloch, Gabrielle Rawson. For more information on Bourbon on Ice, visit our social media page at twitter.com/whiskeyfrosty. For more information on Cape Media Center, visit capemedia.org. For more listening options and a variety of podcasting entertainment, visit our hosts at buzzsprout.com and capemediacenter.org.